different start for today. I assure you that we are playing poker, but I'm going to swing by the Solve for Why offices as they are filming a session of Poker Out Loud, and I want to see it.
Talking on the phone with you, who knows what we should do? 'Cause I'm tortured. 'Cause when we try to do things right, it always ends up with a fight. It's really messing with my head. Too bad, my friend, she said. But I'm tortured. Drop dead for me. Won't you just drop dead?
So there you go, quick tour of the Solve for Why offices. And if you're asking yourself, how the hell did they get offices? Tell you what, everyone you see here in this room knows how to fold Queen Jack offsuit. That's how you get offices. Ace Jack offsuit too.
Did I do that?
Fold Ace Jack offsuit?
Yeah.
Have you ever folded Ace Jack offsuit?
Occasionally.
What kind of season is it?
Chris K ain't got an office.
Well, I don't mean anything wrong. Let's have a little conversation alone. Leaving all the stuff behind, but I don't think we should try. Yes, I'm tortured. Drop dead for me. Won't you just drop dead? Drop dead for me. I think I like that.
So from here, we still have to decide where we are going to play tonight. We are definitely playing live someplace. Okay, we spent a little time watching Poker Out Loud and seeing what goes on behind the scenes, and man, that's quite the production they have going on in there. But we can't spend all night in there hanging out. We got to go put in some work. So I think after much deliberation, I'm gonna head to the Encore. Got to do some shopping too. So we're gonna shop at the Wynn. We're gonna get into the game at the Encore. Sound like a plan? You really don't have a vote in this situation anyway.
Really good card. I definitely have a lot of straights here in bluffs. SPR's 1. I'm all in.
Okay.
I've been wandering down the same road back into town, talking on the phone with you. Who knows what we should do? 'Cause when we try to do things right, it always ends up with a fight. It's really messing with my head. Too bad, my friend, she said. Drop dead for me. Well, I don't mean anything wrong. Drop dead for me. Let's have a little conversation alone. Drop dead for me. Leaving all that stuff behind. Drop dead for me. But I don't think we should try. Drop dead for me. I'm tortured. Drop dead for me. I'm tortured. I'm tortured.
Okay, the shopping portion of this evening is over. I bought a few things, none of your business. And since we're at the Encore, let's just play at the Encore. In fact, I'm already on the list. So we're gonna drop this stuff off at the car. Gonna get into some good old 2.5, 1500 cap here at this wonderful establishment. That's the plan for tonight, so far. There's this new theme with me. Sit down at the table, look down at my first hand, and instantly get in the mix. Here, there's only one blind as the person in the small blind has posted. Under the gun opens to a standard $15 and the low jack has raised to $55.
$55.
In this spot, Ace Queen suited is definitely a 4-bet, and 4-bets aren't something you see a ton of at 2-5, so they tend to get more credit than they probably should. We drop $130 into the middle and wait for the fireworks.
Into 130.
But both players quickly fold. Note to self, 4-bet more. A couple overs in and Under the Gun has straddled to $10 and an early position player calls. Action folds to the button and he decides to put in a small raise. A really, really small raise. He makes it $25. I'm in a small blind with kings and obviously this hand merits a re-raise. We make it $145. The straddle and the button fold, but the early position limper calls. This is interesting. The 2 aces on the flop aren't my favorite, but it's definitely better than 1 ace on the flop. Out of position, I check, as does the early position limper. The turn 4 clubs changes nothing, and I check again. Now he decides to stab at it for $55. More of a poke than an actual stab. I call the $55. The river deuce of spades couldn't possibly help anyone, and I check one last time. He doesn't follow up his turn stab with the river bet and instead exposes queens, and I win this one. I guess I was winning too many hands at my original table, so eventually I was moved to another table. The normal process of me sitting down and instantly picking up big hands unfortunately didn't transfer. In fact, just the opposite. I sat down and either saw nothing or I saw a little something and missed everything for quite a while. I'm gonna let you guys into the secret of poker. Hell, it's not just the secret of poker, it's the secret to life. Win your all-ins. That's it. You wanna have a good cast session? Win your all-ins. You wanna bink a tournament? Win your all-ins. Hell, you wanna have a few kids and extend your family tree? Win your all... You get the point. A good majority of your sessions might boil down to, damn, if I would have just hit that flush, I'd be up. Or, thank God the river was the 4 of clubs, or I'd be down heaps. That's just how it goes. There tends to be one hand per session that makes or breaks the entire session. And we've arrived at that hand. Hijack opens to $15 and I wake up with 2 red aces in the small blind and put in a 3-bet to 70, which is a little on the smaller side. Action folds back around to the hijack and she doesn't take too long before 4-betting to $175. Rarely do you see 4-bets in this 2-5 game, and even rarer to see 4-bets as bluffs. So now the question is, flat or raise? Arguments can be made for both. A good portion of the time we're raising here, but not always. This just happens to be one of those raising times. After thinking about it for a while, I settle on $525.
$525?
$525.
And now the action is back on her. She thinks for a full 60 seconds and calls. Heads up, we see a flop of 10, 10, 5 rainbow, and she has about $900 remaining in her stack. With the stack to pot ratio now less than 1, and covering her, I just move all in. I'm all in. Action is now back on her, and she's struggling with this decision. At one point, I was sure she was going to rip it in. At another point, I was almost positive a fold was coming and the hand was over. And then, she calls. The turn and river run out clean, she mucks, doesn't show, but later says that she had pocket kings. That makes sense. And I win today's version of the session-changing pot. Later, we get into a hand where the cutoff limps and we raise to $25 on the button with a small suited ace. Only the big blind calls and we see the 10 of spades, deuce of spades, 6 of hearts flop, heads up. The big blind checks, and if you're going to miss a flop, this is a quality way to do it. I see bet $35 with the nut flush draw and backdoor straight draw, and the big blind finds the call. The turn ace of diamonds turns my potential hand into a legitimate one, and when the big blind checks, I check it back. I brick all my draws on the 5 of clubs river, and the big blind checks a third time. There aren't many hands that are going to call me if I bet again here that I can beat. Possibly some 10s, but that's pretty ambitious. I check it back, and more chips come my way.
Wait a minute. Wait a damn minute.
Oh, hey, Rampage. I'm kind of in the middle of editing. What's going on?
You lost with pocket 4s?
All I do is win, 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 no matter what.
Technically, yes, but wait, no, hear me out. Like, I wasn't the original raiser.
How is that even possible? That is the best starting hand in poker.
I don't know. I tried to flop a set.
You must really suck at this game, man.
Hey, Ethan? I think you dropped something. We have coffee, but it might not be enough. We're fading, and we're fading fast. That being said, we're going to knock a mid-session update out right now. So what's going on here at the Encore? Got into a game relatively quickly. It was a must move. I won $100 at the must move, played like 5 hands, and then moved to the game that I'm in now. And in the game I'm in now, I'm folding a lot. VPIP is incredibly low. But the hands that I do pick up, I am making them work. There was a hand that you didn't see that I don't have recorded where I told the table before the flop that I had a good feeling about the hand. I ended up flopping a straight with 4-5 offsuit, and the board came deuce 3-6, and I fell to the guy for about $500. A couple orbits later, I won a gigantic pot. I'm guesstimating the pot was somewhere in the $2,700, $3,000 range with pocket aces. All right, but since then, nothing's really happened. I came out and I got a coffee because I feel like I'm fading, and I wanted to get this mid-session update in, even though, let's be honest, it's probably closer to the end of the session. I'm going to go in, put in maybe another hour, maybe 2. We'll see what happens. We'll see. I say that, and you guys know what happens. That's when I'm here for like another 6 hours. But we'll see. The very next time I saw the button, I also saw pocket 10s. Actions folded to me and I opened for $20, to which only the small blind calls. The flop comes ace 4-4 with 2 clubs, and the small blind checks. I decide not to c-bet this flop, and we're off to the turn. As far as turns go, the 10 of diamonds is pretty favorable for my hand. However, the small blind chooses to now lead out. He bets $55 into the $45 pot, which is quite puzzling. That's not going to dissuade me from raising though, so I do. I make it $125. No need to go big and put a hurtin' on him. This isn't prom night. The small blind doesn't think about it at all before snap calling. When the river comes, he insta-checks the 3 of diamonds, 300, and I announce $300 and begin sliding chips out. Before my betting motion is complete, however, he exposes his hand, queen 8 of clubs, and mucks it. The very next hand, I open queen 7 of hearts from the cutoff and get action from the big blind. Kind of excited, but not too excited, but kind of excited to see the 10 of diamonds, 3 of diamonds, 7 of clubs flop. I mean, at least I have a pair. Big blind checks, and I check behind. More excited, but kind of less excited, but still more excited when I see the queen of diamonds turn. The big blind checks again, I bet half pot, and he calls. The 8 of diamonds river, not excited at all. It goes check, check. The pot gets pushed my way, and that's exciting. That coffee didn't really help much, and coming off a few losing sessions at the Encore and that rough session at the Bellagio, I was happy to just lock up a win for emotional reasons. I grabbed a couple racks, started loading chips into said racks, and said goodbye to some friends at the table, and happened to be dealt in one last hand. Pocket kings. Oh no. Oh my god, chips in the rack. Chips in the rack. This would be insane. I do have kings. Huh? I have my chips and rack and I have kings right now.
Oh. You could have made it 20.
Nah.
That's the exact hand I had in that hand when I played.
Well, yeah, obviously, yeah. Epilogue to this story? I would have flopped top set on King Jack 9, would have been behind Ace 10 when a queen hit the turn, and then would have boated up on the river when another queen fell, most likely felting Ace 10 for another grand.
See, he been
I wouldn't have seen that.
I had queens and jacks.
Okay, we're out of here. Out of here. I am dead tired. It's probably about 2 hours after the mid-session update. And some things have happened. Some crazy, some crazy things have happened. The first thing is, I used up all the memory on my phone. So since I used up all the memory on my phone, you didn't see a hand where I opened for 20 with pocket kings in the cutoff. There was one big hand that didn't get recorded that I should probably mention. Under the gun, I opened $20 with pocket kings. The guy on the button had been pretty aggressive in 3 bets to $60.
I raise $60. Sounds good to me. I call $60.
And the small blind cold calls. Interesting. $250.
I'm all in. I have, 200, 500, 900, $910. Too rich for me, I fold.
Well, good luck to me. I call. The jack, river comes a 6, so that's good. So the last crazy thing that happened in this session is I deleted some videos off my phone so that I had space to record the end of the session. So with the free space on my phone, I recorded myself racking up. The dealer asked if I wanted another hand. I kind of half declined. He gave me another hand anyway. I looked down at pocket kings and my chips are in the rack. My chips are in the rack. I am a poker player. I know how the math works. I also know how pain works. I know what happens when you put your chips in the rack and then you play a hand. I've seen it, you've seen it, we all have seen it. So mentally, I had already checked out. I didn't have time to turn my brain back on and play another hand. I was done. So I tell the table I have pocket kings. I expose them. I turn them face up. I show the table I have pocket kings and I'm out. I'm done. As I'm finishing racking up, I see the hand transpire in which I would have played my kings had I been a normal human. In said hand, I would have flop top set. I would have rivered a boat, kings full of queens, and I would have doubled up, most likely, versus a player who had ace jack. No, I'm sorry, versus a player who had ace 10 offsuit and turned to straight. And I probably would have won another grand. But you know what? I had my chips in the rack. What am I supposed to do? Anyway, that's gonna wrap it up for tonight. In the 2-5 game here at the Encore for 1500, out for like 4.5K or so. And I'm tired, I'm exhausted. I still need to go home and edit some things, and I need to get some sleep. So, if you like the vlogs, subscribe, leave me a comment, and I'll probably respond. And with that, we're out. Probably respond. Maybe. Probably though. Bye. We are on a trip to San Antonio. Me, Cedric, the poker traveler, day 1 at Landon's here now. I had some, what are we? Some chicken?
Blackened chicken.
It is, time to get some sleep after a drink.
Check me out right here, yo.
Puppy, we're gonna create vlog magic. That's what we're gonna do.
Sorry, Alan. Vlogging?
Vlogging magic. That being said, we're gonna get into my game at the Encore is decent. I'm not picking up any hands, but the hands I do pick up, we're making them work. Some shoddy camera work when I picked up pocket aces. If you saw that hand, picked up pocket aces and took all the chips of a friend of mine because I don't. Aria, haven't been there in a while. Haven't been there in a long time. That's a lie. I was there for Veronica's game. Encore, Bellagio, maybe head down to South Point. South Point. Okay, it's settled. Encore it is. Off to the Encore shortly. Got a coffee because I'm kind of fading and I want to get the misset, but that's okay. You can't just have cards all the time. Since then, I've gotten this, but since that hand, nothing's really happened. I got a coffee because I feel like I'm kind of fading a little bit. I came out here to get the mid-session update in. But since then, nothing's really happened. Why can't I speak? All right, okay. All right, we're gonna get back in it. Whoop. All right.
See a lot of tables down, right? There's a rack.
I used up all the memory on my phone. So since I used up all the memory on my phone, you didn't see a hand where I opened for 20 with pocket kings in the cutoff. The button makes it 60. The small blind calls the 60, folds around to me. I make it 250, and the button shoves for 900. The small blind tank folds, and obviously I find the call with pocket kings. Flop comes Queen, 9, 7, rainbow. Turn comes a jack. River comes a 6. And so that's good. And I wondered, but we're gonna wrap that. I didn't have to deal with the pain. I folded aces on the vlog before. Now I folded kings.